Hi, welcome back. This is season 2 of Cooking with Richie. I am a thinner Richie, by the way. I've actually lost more weight over the summer since my last episode. I am down to 205 pounds. Where was I? I was like around 265 pounds 3 years ago. I feel like as I lose weight, the more weight that I lose, the less stress on my kidneys, on my liver, on my heart, on my high blood pressure, you know, all that stuff, my diabetes, keeping all that stuff in check. And what else is helping me with this is a Mediterranean diet. So season 2, I'm going to be concentrating more on a Mediterranean diet. I'm going to be showing you some different types of Mediterranean foods that we can do together. That maybe something will spark your interest and you may actually want to try this. Tonight, I'm going to be using baby spinach. Okay, I'm going to start off with some baby spinach. I have some lemons, feta cheese, an onion. I have some garlic. My favorite, cherry tomatoes. Can't live without my cherry tomatoes. I'm going to be using some angel hair pasta. This is going to be a delicate dish. I also have some olives. I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil. My favorite red pepper for a little bit of spice, kind of get a little kick in there. I love it. I have basil, Italian seasoning, and I need to remind myself to go out and get some more rosemary because as you can see, I love rosemary and I go through this all the time. A little salt and pepper. Remember, the salt that I use is kosher salt. Don't use iodized salt. Kosher salt is the way to go. So that's the base. Now, here's what's really kind of cool about this. If you go Mediterranean, it becomes so easy to add combinations of different types of proteins into your Mediterranean dish. As you can see over here, I have some chicken. Right here, I have salmon. I also have steak. I've got a New York strip. Before I cook the pasta, before I start heating stuff up, I am going to prepare. So let's just do that. Really easy. Let's get it out of the way. So. I'm going to use a half of onions, just a half. So, I like my onions looking like this. Easy, you just kind of like that. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 cloves of garlic. I cleaned my garage over the summer. I can actually fit my car. This is the first time since 2021. We had some hurricanes that came through. The Hurricane Milton, and there was a Cat 5. They knew it wasn't going to be super strong when it came to my area, but just in case, I wanted to protect my car just in case, because I've got some big oak trees all over the place. I was actually, okay, I shouldn't say this, but I will, I just think it was funny. I was actually considering, you know, if I just put my car underneath a tree that I know is going to tip over and crush it, I could collect the insurance. But no, I didn't want to do that. This is a really sharp knife. I'm gonna do about 3/4 of a teaspoon, a little over half, about 3/4. A little bit of crushed red peppers, rosemary. I'm just gonna do a little scoop of basil. So I'm gonna do about a half a cup of. I'm gonna do half a cup of this. I'm going to show you what a half a cup looks like. That's a half a cup. Now, I'm gonna need a little bit of lemon juice. Don't really need as much lemon. I'm only gonna use maybe, I need about 2 tablespoons of this. Just do 2 tablespoons. Ready? Like 1, 2. We'll save that for later. Olives are an essential part of a Mediterranean dish. So if you don't like these type of olives, you can use the green olives, whatever type of olives. However, I freaking love these olives. Oh my God, these just smell so good. These are pitted with a touch of oregano and a hint of olive oil. So yeah, so I've got those. I'm not even going to break them up. Well, I could like that. You know what I mean? Just cut it in half. All right, so I've got my olives, I got my lemon, I've got my crushed feta, I've got my tomatoes, I've got my onion, I've got my garlic, and I've got my seasoning without the fennel seeds. I would like to put just about a little bit of black pepper, more or less to taste, you know. The cool thing about Mediterranean food is you can do an overabundance of tomatoes. If you really like tomatoes, put a lot of tomatoes in. Or if you don't like onions, yeah, just put that many in, you know? I need to cook the pasta. Hey Alexa, set reminder.
What's the reminder for?
Pasta is done.
Okay, I'll remind you in 5 minutes.
Cool. All right, so we've got that cooking. Now I need to decide, what do I want? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cook I'm gonna do the salmon. Or should I do the chicken? See, this is my dilemma. What do I want? What does my body want? My body wants the salmon. No, my body wants the chicken. My body wants the chicken. I'll do the chicken tonight. Tomorrow I'll do the salmon. It doesn't matter at all. I've got the pasta cooking. It's almost done. And don't forget, when you remove the pasta, you have to keep some of the water. You want to keep the water because it has is like a starchy water. That's really important. So don't completely throw away the water. We'll do this quick because the spaghetti's almost done. I'm gonna fillet this.
Richard, here is your reminder. Pasta is done.
Pasta's done. All right. I'm using this skillet to hold the water. There you go. Nice. I'm gonna save this pasta water for later. Fine. A little bit of salt. A bit of pepper. Do you remember that extra lemon that I had? What I'm gonna do is just gonna go a little bit of lemon. Like that. You can do a little bit of flour. Yeah, that. There. This is fun. I got the heat on medium high. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, and then I had a viewer talking to me about the chicken, and they're saying that their chicken, when they cook their chicken is always super dry. One thing you need to do when you're cooking chicken, you want to butterfly it and open it as I did, and just kind of leave it for 15 minutes. Just let the cold air out. For the pasta, I am going to add a lot of olive oil in there. Yeah, with angel hair pasta, you've got to keep it moving inside or it kind of starts to clump up. There. So there's my chicken. The proper internal temperature for chicken should be about 165 degrees. As you can see, that is fully cooked. It's white. I've heated my pan up to a medium heat. I'm first going to cook the tomatoes and the onions for about 5 to 6 minutes. And once I do that, then I'm going to add the garlic, and then I'll add the mixture with the lemons. I put a little bit of olive oil in here. That. Add the onions. And then the tomatoes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the garlic. Add the garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. I'm going to add my seasoning, and the lemon. Look at that. And that is it. Done. So I'm going to bring this over here. Pour this out. I've added some water. Now I'm going to add about that much spinach. Just melt a little bit. That's it. Take my spinach. And you can add the water. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt. Let's do some plating. A little bit of lemon. Just a little bit of lemon on the top. Like that. Just a little bit, not a lot. Crumbled feta. Like that. What do you think? Tomorrow, I'll have the Mediterranean dish, the same thing, but I will put salmon on the top. And then the next day, if I have any left, I'll use some steak. I'll have 3 different proteins on the same base. Time to taste. Let's find out what this tastes like. No looking. And it's so easy to make. It's very light. This is good. This is really good. The chicken is so fresh and still juicy. Thank you for joining me for this session. My next episode, I am making a homemade chicken noodle soup. Learn how to cook soup. And I'm going to teach you how to make a delicious chicken noodle soup with a twist. No, you can't have it. Thank you very much. See you next episode. Bye.